So good morning for this lecture and welcome for this part 4 about Lao Microfinance Association. Okay, so this one is like a case that I have to introduce as how they're working first for this. It's like a different background like that. So, and I get from the link Lao LMFA. Okay. This is a short from Microfinance Association. It said that the MFA is operating in the following main area. Okay. Then now we have the first, it seems like activity that they have separated for 5 areas. That's some introduction to you right now. Okay. The first is about capacity here. Capacity building, what are they working on this, right? So the first is said that to provide technical services. Okay. This one they focus on stakeholder or even the members or non-members. Okay. And then they also focus on training needs. What are the training, the requirements from their members, right? And here we got the training needs like assessments of member that they have to conduct in every year. Okay. And here is for organization, implementation service provider, even supervisor, that they have to the specific training of the courses for members. Okay. For member was for that one the technical services. Okay. From their stakeholder, okay, as we mentioned, and also board members here. And then we also have, they also arrange for the brokerage, okay, for scholarships, for participation, even in international, right? So now, then the conduct of microfinance management certificate, okay, and also provide provision of day-to-day advice to members. They also have the group of call center, like they have to advise suggestion to the member, right? And the last one, they conduct financial education and micro business planning for clients, okay, as a member. Okay, even you are not members, they also can suggest you and conduct you into financial education. Alright, we jump to the second. We have the knowledge about this. Knowledge management and performance monitoring. Like the first one, performance, right? Benchmarking, as say like collection, processing, and publishing of financial performance data from member. Okay. So this one they're collecting from, and they're also saving the information, even data from the branches, even the village fund that's starting from the smaller point of their funds. Okay. It's including facilitating access, right? It means that they mentioned before, right? Even stakeholders, members, or even non-member, they also provide and conduct from them. And then dissemination of relevant information for the sector through newsletter, homepage, Facebook, physical and virtual library. They have the content contact address that we can survey all the time, like Facebook page as well. And even now from here, I also got from website of the Microfinance Association as well. And then the knowledge management, they also manage in participation in international events organized by networks of which that their members are. And don't talking about like every time they have to giving the knowledge, that they focus on understanding about how the microfinance is working on those members. Okay, it's only the member and non-member also. So that's why everyone is interested and then can entering and can get into those information quickly and easily by the virtual library, right? And for knowledge, they're managed in member technical meetings. Okay, when they have the meeting, they have the construction that from board, manager, and even the branch of the department, they have to focus on their working. So they focus on participation. Okay, and not only within our country, they said between other country as well. Okay, but they focus on microfinance. That another country, they're also working. How they're working like that. Okay, I know as that because we heard that with the funds or every launch of microfinance, they also support and focus on the poor residents in the village that they have to focus on. Okay, so we know as some parts of India, they also have case study like they focus on this, and even Bangladesh also. So this is there also note and minute from, and also exchange like international event together. Okay, so that's why we can say that in international events organized, right? All right, so then we next to the information and guidance to potential investor. So not the information or every event and education's process of microfinance is not only focused on members. They are also looking for guidance to the investor also. And linking up investor with member. Okay, it's mean that the investor coming up to joining and then support association and also support the member. Okay, right now the conduction social audits of member this association using this tool and also research some that to find that they're keeping on educate themselves and keeping saving the data about microfinance needs. And we got here second, and then we're going to jump for the third one. I said that advocacy and consumer protection. So it said that exchange of information and documents and quarterly coordinator meetings with Bank of Laos also. Okay, and also provision of comments on regulatory and administrative documents and submission of position papers on important policy issues affect the sector. We know as Bank of Laos, right? That's controlled by the center of bank in Laos. they control, but they have to keep being in touch with the meeting and coordinate with this area. All right, so finance, everyone know suddenly that we were talking about banks, right? Banks, funds, loans, okay, transfer, right, between lenders and borrower. Okay, and the last one there, they protect too development of a code of conduct for members. Okay, it's made as an effort, as self-regulation. That okay. And let's see the fourth one. It's area as support village banks. You can say that village funds, right? Provision of training service to network organization which supervision the village bank and village bank under the projects. Okay, those village is under the Microfinance Association or not? That they have to keep in line about them and then training them, like going to the village and then telling and then share information, telling the educate and how to access or become a member with the village bank, even village funds, right? We know as village funds. Okay, we're gonna familiar these words more than village banks, right? All of villagers there have a conditions. Most of them they have conditions like they would like to join the member, going to be a part of these funds, and then they decide at the time during the purchasing on that meeting or event that the microfinance institutions go into, and also know and accept from the villagers' opinions and how they're thinking about funds, right? And not only allow them to be members, just like come to borrow the money and get the funds and then going to that, but they also explain about how to get the fund. Okay, if the villagers follow the conditions or telling the how their conditions are, okay, and then they're gonna decide that before and after the event or meeting that they're during on training service, right? So this one is also like activity that they're focused on, but these villagers they're focused on poor section residents. Okay, all right, feed next to the fifth one, organization development. So that they launched to, okay, this one purchasing for obtaining its license as this one is say like a non-members that they have to launch or organize development to obtaining and to become a part of the organization, right? And then they decide institutional documents. So this one is related about financial law. Okay, financial law operations organization between the constructions of institute, but this one we focus on microfinance, right? Remember that. And even the staff before they going to train or have the train in any event in the village, they have to train the staff first, right? Every purchasing or documentations that first staff in the institutes have to understand very well, right? But not only less than the organized governance training and exposure visit. So this one, they also this microfinance focus on and bring it up the network line and giving and report to the government side, right? How they do, because there's some of institution that giving funds, there might be like a telling. It seemed like a telling, but they can do what they said before. After the villagers having the or become the participant, and then they have no continuous activity after that, because the villagers, some of them, they don't know, they don't study, right? They don't know about the constructions or purchasing on, they just follow that. So that's why, be carefully, the government have to assign and depend on this part. Okay, then acquire external funding. Here, external funding. Not only within the country funds, but they also receive and exchange from the international funds, okay, that we cooperate with, okay, even as like a here that mentions before the two cover program and operational costs. Okay, then the organization development, they know as secure funding for the recruited staff, as like a director, secretary, accountants, or project assistant. And well, then give the certification as social auditor. This one, they're working together in organization and developing it by step that relate to financial law, government side, and external funding. All right, then we got here, bring it up to here, our association services. In the left side and the right side is the same, but it's focused on the rate character that I force. Okay, it said that it services as a consultancy and conducts training on variety of topics, such as provide trainings. Okay, mentioned before again, like provide trainings of microfinance management certificate course in the law. Right, this one, they have the certificate course also. Okay, it said that the course is composed of 8 scheduled modules, like first, basic of microfinance. This first activity provide training. They offer to more understanding and more clearly about if you would like to become a member, or if you would like to learn and study from this training, that you just jump to and not only go attend the class, but they also give the certifications. Maybe you can give them to the degree as well. It's not only that, but you yourself can know exactly about the purchasing of financial institutions. But here the mention is, yeah, that's one sum of providing trainings that the associations of finance, microfinance have right now. And here provide technology assistance, like expert service and training on topics which relate to microfinance and village bank, such as human resources management and effective office management, leadership development skill, and workshop facilitation. So this one is all again that you have belong aside to your members or non-member. The associate have provide the technical assistance. Okay. Human resource, how you manage the people, how you manage the staff. Okay. And effective office management. Here is some influence between external environment and internal environments during in the office. Okay, a leadership skill. So this one maybe you're just starting from the staff, right? Beginner staff, internship staff, like that. They're giving the skill that you have to support for and looking for it, because no one stops. Everyone can develop yourself, can improve yourself as this assistant belong the members. Okay. And workshop facilitation, this one. If you have some meeting or some workshop or some events that you will arrange and prepare for your member, you have to know about what are there that we have to prepare for. Seem like a facilitation section as equipment, like a software or hardware, and also soft copy or hard copy that you have to support to your member. Okay, the left side again here, provide training on financial education. Okay, it's here for micro business planning for members, clients. Yeah, here is for clients. Sometimes they're specific, only member. If not member, they're don't focus for and don't provide because of those area responsibility. Okay, and then for other organization, I mean that for another micro business organization that they have the same corporations and the same line, they have to cooperate each other and keep in touch each other. So here the next coachings in writing stuff, operationing and others microfinance handbooks. Okay, there are some coaching. Brokerage and organization of training workshop events and purchasing benchmarking, okay, of this institution. Okay, MFI, it's from Microfinance institutions, performance data and facilitating access to the mixed market, right? Mixed market, every business they have the market sharing, and if the microfinance they have many organizations that they can hold together, they can be the big one and they have the large area of market share. Okay, then we jump to the dissemination of information, like study and good practices are relevant for the sector. Also, translation of relevant documents, like study into law. Okay, I mean that's those or documentation that relate from that institution. They have to these services that have to translate for you. Okay, this is the working of our Lao Microfinance Association. And then we have organizing feedback essays for microfinance institutions regarding like policies, regulations, guidelines, right? Guidelines, and like you have to keep alongside your member, right? Okay, an example like prepared by the regulatory and supervisory authority. And then we have information and guidance. This one again for investor, right? This one did like a briefly your understanding how the service of FA they have to do the work on for and the focus for. And then conducting social, again here they have to serialize like tool that they have, and then what they have to like a reference from them. Okay, this one they conduct social. Alright, briefly again for this, I hope everyone can see clearly here as this. Okay, the first here briefly, Lao Microfinance Association core activities and technical services as okay. First, capacity building. Second, knowledge management and performance monitoring. And third one, advocacy and consumer protection. The fourth one, support village banks or support village funds. Then the last one, organization development. Alright, all. So right now, the lecture for today would be end up right here, and I hope to see you tomorrow next lecture.